And a good Thursday morning. Welcome to the JAKIB Media YouTube channel. Harry Mays, Barrett Brooks, the middle. No idea where Eytan is, but I'm sure he'll join us momentarily. But Barrett, big day today as it's the first football game of 2021-2022. I know it's preseason, but it's something.
Oh, it's something, man. And we're talking about two teams that, America loves, the Steelers and the Cowboys. Football, man. I can't believe football is finally here. Preseason, but a real game, man.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Eric Rogers. Top of the morning to you also.
Yeah. America loves these teams, but also a portion of America hates both of these teams. Because they're jealous as hell of the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, and just because you either love or hate the Cowboys. I mean, let's be honest. There's no in-between when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, right?
No, there's no in-between, man.
Right.
And it's almost a travesty, that we have front-running fans up here that will say they've been Cowboy fans,
Right.
Whatever. How could you be a Cowboy fan up here? Whatever.
Well, it's that simple, because a lot of these guys are my age. And when we were coming up, the Eagles were awful when we were like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old in the early 70s. When guys my age started to become football fans, the Eagles were terrible. They were like 2-12, pretty much. They played 14 games back then. They were awful.
Well,
and the Cowboys were really good.
Really good.
Were the Steelers.
And they were the two best things on TV. They were the only teams really on TV. You know what I mean?
Right.
Looking at the Cowboys, man, growing up, I was a Bears fan, simply because it's close proximity to St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
I was not a Cardinals fan. Never was. But I was a
Why not?
Walter Payton fan.
Oh, okay. So Walter Payton got you to be a Bears fan.
Yeah.
All right.
Walter Payton, the Fridge, all those guys, man.
Yeah.
That defense. Marshall.
We have action tonight. We also got a big story brewing from Chris Trapasso. And I love this stuff. I've got Deshaun Watson in the Eagles uniform right behind me.
Because
I will not let this die. I have been on this since the start, and I won't let it go.
Wow. Well,
Talks are heating up.
They're heating up.
That's what it says. That's what the report says.
And what's making it bad, man, is because they're not denying any of it.
No,
I'm not saying yay or nay.
Because it's true. It's true.
They're just not going to get that young man a chance, man. Well, he has to help himself out in camp also. He has to play a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, the only thing that I can really say that he's not doing is his pre-snap read, understanding where the ball's supposed to go before it happens. If you can see little things as far as a safety sliding over, a linebacker where he's not supposed to be, those are little telltale signs of, a blitz or something like that. And you have to know where the ball's going to go.
Right, but the NFL is not an organization of let's give the kid a chance, okay? It's about winning. It's about wins and losses. It's a results-oriented business, and if you can get your hands on a top 5 quarterback, albeit with some legal, problems to jump over, you're gonna go do it. You're gonna investigate it.
Absolutely,
that's right. That's what it's about.
Eytan, can you hear us?
Yeah.
What's up?
Sitting here the whole time. Yeah.
What's up, man?
Tell me. You guys had to get out all your thoughts, so I was just sitting here.
Football is back, man. We're just excited, man. Football is back.
Yeah, okay. Well, good. I'm glad. I'm excited too. Now what am I supposed to do? I was sitting here for 2 minutes while you guys were going back and forth. What do you want me to say?
I don't know. I was here at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, well.
This is a Gal Media property.
What the fuck do you want from me when I got coffee on the keyboard?
Oh.
How about that?
Middle starts now on the Sportsnet Radio.
Good morning.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Home loans that fit your life. Rocket can.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, welcome in a Thursday here as we are live on the YouTube page and on Sports Map Radio as well. Thursday night football, so we got a lot to look at camp as well as things continue to go, right?
Yeah, no pads today, though, right? They're back to the no pads.
track with all that.
It doesn't even count today. You know, once you go pads and then you go no pads, like, does it really even count?
No, not really.
Right.
And I don't care about camp anymore, to be honest with you, because the Eagles have refused to let all of this Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, anybody else quarterback going. So to be honest with you, I don't care. I don't care what Jalen Hurts, because the team doesn't care. That's the message. It doesn't matter to me what some guy did. I don't give a rat's ass what Nate Herbig did today, because the team doesn't care what Nate Herbig did today. So until the team addresses Deshaun Watson, that's the only thing to talk about, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, if
they haven't even said, no, we're not interested,
right,
or no, we don't talk about players who are under contract, stuff like that. They haven't even said that.
Right. So it's hard to get cranked up about, or invested, I guess is the word, in Jalen Hurts on a day-to-day basis in August, when, you know, you're right. The team has not said, hey, we are not in the Deshaun Watson business.
And you look at him, man, you know, poor kid, man. He's sitting there doing everything he can to win the hearts of his ownership, you know, front office, the guys around him, his players, his peers. And at this point, they don't acknowledge whether they are or they aren't in the market for a new quarterback. You know, and it's a shame, man. It really is a shame, man, because he's done everything possible. You know, but if you look at Hurts and what they say about him, is always the, you know, prerequisite of, all right, you know, he's a great locker room guy, great teammate. You know, he loves the game, great runner, but they never really necessarily talked about him being a true quarterback in the sense of him being even a starter on the team. And that's what makes it hard. That's what makes it really hard.
But we got football tonight, man. I'm going to at least watch the first quarter. Okay. That's, I can guarantee you that.
Well, you think you're going to get the starters? Say it again.
Go ahead.
So you think you think the starters will play?
Probably, and probably next to none. But so what? I just want to see football.
No, you ain't never lied.
I don't know. I just
pads hitting.
I'm a dork. I'm a geek when it comes to football.
Well,
all right.
What time's the game come on?
I think it's probably 8:00.
Yeah, 7:38.
Yeah,
I got to get ready, man. I got to get ready. You know.
What do you mean you got to get ready? What are you gonna do?
I got the new
TV setup.
Yeah, the room is being set as we speak, man. You
Don't
know,
call
the
it a
last set
man
of chairs.
cave. Okay, where a man cave is out.
It's theater room. I mean, I got theater room. I'm getting the surround sound put in today.
It's 8:00 on Fox.
8:00 on Fox.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Oh,
can't wait.
Yeah.
Now that's probably going to be done by what, like 11:30?
Yep.
Yeah, but the first quarter, I mean, the first couple series is all I'll be out by 9.
Najee Harris.
What else you know?
I'll be watching probably the women's Olympic golf by 9:00.
The Olympics, man. Like, I don't think you could pay me $100 an hour to sit down and watch that. Like, it would probably be like trying to pay me to watch one of these fringe, you know, like CNN or Fox News crap.
What, the golf or just the track and the swimming and all that?
No, like the coverage.
Oh,
the coverage. Because I don't think that they honestly show, my understanding based off of Twitter is that they don't show events, that it's just talking about who's doing whatever and the coverage of it. And like you get a blip of an event and then you get a bunch of commercials.
Oh, is that right?
Which would feed into why it's one of the least watched Olympics ever. Hemorrhaging from Rio, and not even on a stream standpoint. And spare me this whole waltz in, you know, Tokyo, because Beijing and Sydney did great.
Right.
So it's become, NBC has absolutely butchered it. And then they come out and say that they're going to charge for you to watch Notre Dame take on what, Toledo?
Is that right?
Yeah, the Notre Dame season opener is I think against Toledo and will be exclusively on Peacock.
Oh, wow. Well, good luck with that. I won't be watching that. I don't do Peacock.
I have to do Peacock.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you probably get a free prescription.
Yeah, you probably get it for free.
Subscription, but probably a prescription based on what you have to deal with there. But yeah.
Wow. So you mean to tell me that they think now all the Notre Dame honks though, like they'll probably subscribe and watch them play Toledo on.
There's
Peacock.
no probably to that.
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah,
problem.
but they'll lose a lot of people who will not.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
That's the thing, right? Like, you want to ease me into this. Give me Notre Dame, Clemson. Don't give me Notre Dame,
Toledo.
Yeah.
That's one of the major reasons why the shakeup with
Presented by Rocket
guys in the conference.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
So, just real quick, there is, I mean, how far are we? We were just talking about the Notre Dame thing at the break. And I look, for you guys want to break down third stringers, let's go. I'm all for it. But my thing has been now because of Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie and Nick Sirianni and anybody else who is in charge here, refusing to do two things that are connected. One, which is just discount rumor and innuendo, and you can do that by simply saying we don't publicly comment, et cetera, and the other is name this kid a starter,
Right.
because when you have all of the rumor and the cloud coverage of reports coming out and a blue check, another day another blue check coming out with another source report, and nobody in the Philadelphia Eagles organization wants to say no, that's nonsense, that's not true, right?
Well, it's all about competition, Eytan, remember?
Yeah.
Competition.
But again, look, if Joe Flacco has a legit shot at starting for the quarterback position this
We
year,
got problems.
I'm not excited. That doesn't bring me more in.
No.
But that's my point, is that these guys have now let this live. These guys, Howie Roseman and Lurie, have allowed this thing to breathe to the point now where it's a forest fire. So I don't care anymore about what Dallas Goedert is doing, because they have refused. And even beyond this, guys, it's not even so much refused as where are these reports coming from? Houston?
Probably. It's probably coming from the agent or the Houston Texans. Or
then where is the team in Philadelphia being like, whoa?
Right.
That's my point here, is that there's so much gray area and ability to point to Howie Roseman and say, why are they continuing to leak or allowing this to leak? So they've ruined this whole preseason. They've ruined, I think, for a lot of people.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I'm watching. I'm a junkie. I don't care. I mean, I want to break down football. I don't care if it's the little sisters of the poor.
Yeah, I know, but it's hard to get invested in Jalen Hurts, though, when you know that this is really what's going on behind the scenes.
That's truly the worst part of how this camp is went. You know, you don't have a sense of what direction this team is going. I mean, you know, not just Jalen, but I mean, just like you said, you know, look at the backup quarterbacks. Both of them are like, you know, where are we at? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What are we competing for? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Flacco's like, all right, you know, you brought me in here to compete. All right, I'm competing. I'm having a better camp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so what do you want me to do? You know, you're still talking about bringing in another quarterback. You know, you talk about going to get Rodgers, or you talking about to get Watson. I mean, what exactly do you want me to do? I wake up every day, compete as hard as I can. I'm going out there trying to make some things happen, and you're still giving the starting quarterback nothing. No yay or nay, anything. Man, that's got to be tough on Flacco also.
Yeah,
what's his name?
Mullins, yeah.
Mullins. Yep.
But I mean, you know, in reality, if this becomes to fruition and the Eagles end up with Deshaun Watson, okay, on the roster. Now, he might end up on some list and not be available for all the games. You know, that could be the case. But isn't that a better situation?
Well, it is a better situation, but I'm just saying, when you look at that, I don't necessarily see how they do it from a financial standpoint.
Well, they cleared up some cap space. They got 14 million now. They've opened up space where they could take his base salary.
Well, they have 14 million. They can't afford his base salary. Still, he makes more than 14 million a year. He probably makes like what, closer to 30, right?
Who, Watson?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the idea is that you're moving contracts, right? So the more flexibility, the more of a parachute you have, right? The more buffer, I guess is the better word, that you can take back, the better you're in a position.
Right. And they would trade somebody back to Houston.
Correct.
Right.
With a contract going. So, you know, I mean, they're maneuvering, man. This is what they do. They're in the quarterback factory business.
Yeah. But
Well,
you know what?
yeah.
like I can't just sit and this goes back to what you just said, Harry, is I'm not just going to sit here and be some sort of sheep drone that's just waiting for the jukebox to play the next hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to be active as a fan, and I feel like they're taking my active fandom away from me.
Oh,
Okay.
Jeff Bruder says Watson's base salary is what?
10 million
10.5?
something. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot. Let's keep the party rolling then.
That's what I'm saying. Why do you think I've been partying for the last couple of weeks?
Let's keep the party rolling then. You know, if that's the case, and you never know what's going to happen with Deshaun. I mean, you know, at this point, you know, I don't know. Is what is the NFL waiting for? At this point, they're talking about Deshaun with all these allegations.
Mm-hmm.
They have done nothing to this point either.
Right. He's
Well,
not
these
on
are
any
civil.
list.
These are in civil court, so it's a little more difficult. Where the NFL has not, to their, if you believe them, the NFL has stated that they have not done their investigations. They have not treated this like a criminal case. Where if we've seen it with Ray or anybody that since then, right, where you've actually seen the NFL just put out their own people, right? Their own former cops that are on payroll now, former feds that are on the payroll now, whoever it may be. They haven't done that, they say, with Deshaun.
Oh, they've done it. They've done it.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe that's one of two things, right? Now, the NFL doesn't have a great track record of exhausting all areas and then coming out with the right decision, right? So we've seen this before where Ray got hit with 2 games after Roger Goodell and Ozzie and all the other folks down in Baltimore saw the tape.
Right.
The point being is that it could be that where the NFL said, there's not much here.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they are holding back because there is nothing criminal that could come back. Like there's nothing that the union could be held responsible for now. That's why.
Yeah.
I was thinking about something criminal. I mean,
Something criminal.
I mean, it's criminal that they use their fingers on the shot.
Listen, I went. Did you go and read that transcript of that interview that the one masseuse gave?
No. Yeah, man.
I went and read. I read a couple of paragraphs of it. It's pretty detailed, man. I mean, the guy's got a thing for digits. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But
hey, if you can put 35 to 38 digits up on the board every week, I mean, that's what we're all here for, right? Now, we've lost Barrett. Cover spreads. Right, Eytan? I mean, that's really what it comes down to here. We got 38 days until they got to cover a spread.
That's it.
That's the bottom line.
That is the bottom line. And Stone Cold said so.
Let's get the over.
No, Eytan and I are on the under.
Yep.
We're on the under on the week 1.
Absolutely, man. I'm on the over tonight, though, after talking with the PGF.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
For what?
30, what is it, 30
32 and a half.
Oh,
Fox bet has been down for 2 days, so I can't get in. That's where all my money is, of course. So I keep going there looking. You remember back in the day when you had, but this is like when you actually had a cable box and the cable would go out.
Yeah,
and you get like the snow, right? Or every now and again you get like that wavy stuff where you get Skinamax or something that didn't come in. You'd get that, right?
Right.
And what would you do? Every 5 minutes, you'd go back to the damn box like a jackass and you turn it on thinking like this is going to be the moment.
It's going to be fixed.
Right. Now it's going to work. Now it's going to work. That's me every 5 seconds here going back to the stupid app. Now, meanwhile, I have all the other books here, but I don't have any money in all these other books.
Well, DraftKings was down yesterday morning.
I think there was a hack.
Yeah, there might have been. There might have been.
That'll be the worst.
Well, wouldn't that be a real big target right now? DraftKings and I believe FanDuel are public, right?
Right.
So these guys are just everywhere right now. And you would think that there would be some sort of targeting now. Like they're a bank.
Yeah.
They're their own bank in the sense of a lot of these apps have currencies where you get coins and stuff like that, and you just keep coming back, or site credit. Right? That's their end around of their own currencies. Oh, yeah, you got $1,000 in site credit.
Right. And that you cannot withdraw.
Yes. 32 and a half tonight.
32 and a half. So you're on the over.
Yeah, I was talking to PGF on the other show, and they're big on the over tonight. I think a lot of it is just the backups. I think it was just looking at the backups and just expecting that there's going to be some scoring here. Look, I have no idea about preseason, man. This is all experimental to me this year.
Well, you look at it, like Najee Harris, they're starting running back. He's number 1 draft choice for the Steelers. I think he plays a lot simply because he's a rookie. They want to see, how he can play. So he'll play a lot. Then you look at, on the other side of the ball with Dallas. Now, Zeke won't play a lot, but, you got Tony Pollard. He's just as good as Zeke. He'll probably play a lot.
Yep.
So, those 2 guys that can tote the rock, man. So
your boy's going to play a lot, right, Mason?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's Barrett's boy now, Mason Rudolph.
Right.
Right. Yeah, now he's my boy. I bring him up yesterday because he might go to the Colts, but he's my boy now.
Wait a second. Is he the starter tonight, or will Ben play at all?
That's what I really want to know. Does Ben play? Does Dak Prescott play?
I
don't think Dak's playing.
You don't think he plays at all?
No.
That's another thing too. And let's look at this really quick, right? By the way, that total has moved a half point north. So it's
really, so it's 33.
Yeah, I got in at 32.5. Feel a little bit better.
Look at you.
It's moving. Well, look, again, I'm just tailing one of the sharpest guys that we all know here. So let's look at what Barrett's saying though, which is if neither starter play, doesn't that, Muhammad Malik echoing that on the stream. I could not imagine in 1,000 worlds that Dak Prescott would start tonight.
No.
Ben, I thought maybe a series, but I don't think that he's healthy enough either. So now let's extend what Barrett was talking about with Najee Harris, which is your backup quarterback is expendable, but he's still good enough to move the ball, right?
Garrett Gilbert. Exactly. Garrett Gilbert.
So these guys, Rudolph and Gilbert, might play the first half. Or
which
at least the first quarter and a half.
Haskins will get some run too, though.
Yeah, probably like second half stuff. But if I get consistency out of Rudolph and I get consistency out of what's eating Gilbert Grape, then I can get a couple of points here on the board is what I'm saying.
Don't forget about Ben DiNucci. He's actually started some NFL games.
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush he's the 4th stringer.
Yeah.
Well, at this point,
half a duel. See, there you go.
Well, see, Mason Rudolph, he started a whole season, so he's gonna get some burn, and he's good enough to be the backup for the past 3 years. Maybe he can play. He's going around headbutting defensive linemen. What'd you expect?
Yeah, that tells me he's not all that bright.
Right.
Okay.
Especially against the guy he was trying to hit.
Exactly.
And he got hit the helmet with.
Yeah.
Why would you come back after that, man? He swings the helmet at me. I'm not coming back. I don't have a helmet on. He took my helmet.
I'm going to the locker room.
Right. He took my helmet and wants to hit me with it. I'm done with that. No, you can have that.
Now, is that going to be? Oh, so is that going to be more awkward than that reuniting of Drummond and Embiid? You see that?
Yeah, I need video of that.
Right.
That face.
They came in a hug, didn't they?
It was weird though. We'll take
it was
here. It's the middle. Make sure you're subscribed to the JAKIB Media YouTube page, as that tremendously helps us out. And if you're here watching and you haven't liked the video, shame on you. So that's all we ask right now is to hit us up with a like. That's the thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed and also the notification bell so you're not late like me or Barrett yesterday or Harry. Never. He'll tell you. It's the middle on Sports Map Radio and JAKIB Media YouTube page.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
but as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
As long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
Sixers making more moves too.
Yeah, I saw that. They signed back
Danny Green. They added George Niang from Utah.
Who?
George Niang. He played at Iowa State
Okay.
a bunch of years ago. He's like a swing forward that can hit the three.
Okay.
And,
all right.
I'm okay right now with what they're doing.
Right. And I mean, they're holding off on
Danny Green's only making $10 million a year for the next 2 years.
and if you'd let him go,
Only.
but see, if you let him go, you know, could you bring somebody in for cheaper to bring what he brings to the table?
Right.
Well,
I don't know if you could
spend money. You'd want to use the mid-level or the trade exemption, and spend more with that money available already. Like Danny Green should not be back here. Danny Green.
Why? Because what he said?
No, I couldn't care less. Look, I love Jonathan Papelbon when he was here. I thought he was ahead of his time. If Papelbon played on a good team, like a good Phillies team, we would absolutely love the fact that he just gives it right back to us.
Oh, yeah, and he's got Hall of Fame numbers.
Well,
yeah.
Here's the thing, though. With Danny Green, to Barrett's point, it's so easy, right, to upgrade that spot, and he is getting older and is just such a one-way player. We already, if they bring back Ben Simmons, bringing back Danny Green was a horrific mistake. And look, you know how gagged up I am off Daryl Morey and the fact that he's here. This is not. I don't agree with this.
Well, maybe he'd be part of a trade.
A sign and trade, okay. I mean, if you're going to work him in a deal, I don't know how much value he has to a team that, unless you're looking at stashing him as like an eighth guy on the Lakers.
I saw Matt.
Liability. We saw this. He's such a liability on defense. And here's another thing too, right? When he was missing time in the playoff, they didn't miss him. They lost because of self-inflicted wounds, unforced errors, hitting the ball in the net 50 times with their own racket. It's not like they got outplayed and they couldn't score a lick. Oh, man, Danny Green. Where the hell was Danny Green?
They had 18-plus point leads at home without him.
Right.
Yeah.
That Green watched them blow from the bench.
Right. Matt Mullins says they hired Damian Lillard's longtime trainer as a consultant.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's just tampering. That's all. But I mean, look, I give again, like that's next level.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not result to anything, and this dude might be on the payroll and a no-show job like Vito, right?
Right.
Or this may be something
Sopranos.
exactly. Maybe they repurpose him to another area, whatever it may be. But it's a chance at the very least to say, hey, you can come here and somebody knows him. If it doesn't work, it's fine. It's not like they don't.
Right.
You know,
it's not like it's a contract was going to count against the cap or anything.
Right. It doesn't cost them any draft picks.
I mean, look what they did. You know, they kept Brown around. You know, they had, kept Brown around just because of Ben's.
That's what they told us, right?
Right.
But then, you know, that's an interesting one. I would love to have somebody who was on the in really break down what that relationship was like, because I guarantee you that is, if not ground zero, that's such a huge factor into what went wrong off the court for both Ben and for Brett Brown.
Yeah, especially with Brett Brown and him and his father being so close.
Yeah, but it never really felt like those two were like publicly boys or like Brett. Right. The only time we ever got anything from that, Barrett, was when Jimmy Butler was talking about stuff inside the practice room and the meeting room, and then it was out where it was like Brett Brown and the team chose Ben over Jimmy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really the only time that it ever felt like the two were connected outside of us being told all the time, oh, Brett Brown's here because of the connection with Simmons in Australia and everything.
Right.
And Mo Dad worked for Team Australia. We can get him in here.
Last year, if you take Ben out, put Jimmy in, what do you think happens this season? Not talking about the playoff, but with the season.
What do you mean?
Think they still win the East?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that they would definitely beat the Hawks.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
No
but
doubt.
The Butler thing, that's gone. I've lost. I mean, he's re-signed, right? With he extended with the Heat. He's not coming here.
Well, I only brought him up because that was the one time that we had somebody publicly at least talk about the relationship
Ben and
Simmons and Brown had.
Brown, yeah.
Barrett's right to bring that up, and especially in reference to this coach that was with Damian Lillard. It just was weird because, I don't know, whenever I saw, maybe it was just because they were constantly under duress, the two of them, right? I guess they didn't want to go back to back like in a movie, right? With the two guns, like, all right, let's go, man. We're out of here. Like, I guess they were just like, you do your stuff, I'll do my stuff.
Right. Well, I mean, B didn't care much for the whole relationship between Brown and or the so-called relationship between Brown and Simmons.
Don't you
he wasn't cool at all with it.
Right. And don't you think he's going to say something once Ben's out of here? Like,
oh, yeah.
Right? There's going to be I feel like there's going to be something as soon as Ben is gone.
There'll be an avalanche of information coming out.
Well, I don't know, man. I don't know, because
you don't think?
No, just because Embiid's not going to want to have that on his, on his resume. He's not going to be, he didn't want to have players, players.
Well, I'm not saying it would come directly from him.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Well, of course, this is Philadelphia. We're gonna make that happen. We're gonna make that happen. But I mean, I think Embiid is gonna be very wise in how he approaches this relationship with with Ben, because you don't want to be the guy on the team that everybody's like, oh, you better be quiet around Embiid. He'll get you out of here. You know what I mean? Or we're not coming up. We're not gonna come to Philly because Embiid. If he doesn't like you, he don't want that type of stigma around him.
Well, guys already aren't coming to Philly.
I know. it's sad,
right?
Man.
I mean,
we just won the East, and it's still not a destination point for people to come.
Now, granted, I'm not talking about big names that are signed in free agency because they can't afford that. But Andre Drummond choosing us over Air is not great in the sense of it, right? Thanks, Bazemore. Appreciate you. I think that it's like, to your point, there was a time when, JJ Redick would come here during process years because of money and all these other things. It's like, all right, if you can't provide money, then you should be able to provide a championship destination. And I would hope that guys would want to come and play with Embiid because he's such a unique talent that, he doesn't take up space on the outside. He doesn't take away 3-point shots from you. He doesn't take away ball control. If you're a ball control guard, you still need to get him the ball, right? So there's so many advantages of playing with Embiid over playing with LeBron or another wing. I don't know. Just
they don't have any money to spend.
No, but they have trade level They have the mid-level exception. Like they have money they can spend. They just don't have power money to spend.
Right.
That's the point. All right, we're back in 3 on the network. Still having the JAKIB Media YouTube page. We got to get to this Buffalo stuff that was mentioned on the Cilio show. My goodness.
Oh yeah, with Zach Ertz.
This is egregious.
I know. If it's true,
absolutely egregious. Right?
I saw that and I couldn't believe it. I mean, where did Dan get that from? Did he attribute that to anybody else outside of himself?
I don't know. I saw the text or the.
Well, I sent it to you and to Ron Culver.
Is this audio to play?
I think we can. Yeah, sure, we could play it. It's on our JAKIB Media channel.
No, I meant like the link that. Remember, I don't have a keyboard.
Oh,
so I'm working off of a mouse here. It's fine.
Well, I sent it to Ron.
Yeah, but we're on break, so I don't want to. Ron. It's like back when you worked a job that had breaks.
Yeah.
Not like commercial breaks, but like actual breaks.
Oh, like smoke breaks?
Yeah, whatever. Or 15-minute break. Somebody come up and be like, hey, man, I need you to move that skid. I'm on break.
A smoke break, I need to go smoke a square.
Ron sends us this stuff from Bleacher Report, too, about Ben Simmons. Do you see this?
Now, hold on. Now I need is this more audio?
No, it's a tweet from Bleacher Report where saying that he has cut communications with, quote, basically everyone on the Sixers.
Yeah.
He's open to joining the Warriors, per Jay Dumas reports.
Right. Well, of course, he's open to joining. This is the same guy who said that Malcolm Brogdon in a first-round pick was imminent, right? So, I mean, let's look at what's going on here first.
I'd be open to joining the Warriors.
Absolutely.
I mean, for the record, let's just get it out there.
Seriously. I mean, this is the equivalent of saying, like, Harry would be open to winning a bet tonight, or Barrett would be open to winning the lottery tonight. Of course you would be.
Hey, the Stones are looking for another guitar player. Do you have any interest?
Right, I'm open to that. Right.
It's news if a player is not open to going to the Golden State Warriors. Talk to me then when he's not open to going to a championship. He's interested in playing with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Of course he is.
Right. Yeah.
What type of trade clause does he have? Does he have anything in this?
Wake me when he says he wants to go to Minnesota.
I don't think so.
Tell me when he wants to go to the Timberwolves.
Absolutely.
Or Oklahoma City.
So he has no control of that anyway. So he has to go wherever they send him.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But no,
that's huge right there, man.
The bigger thing is the communication stuff, which again, we got that from, I think, Woj or Shams. This stuff is always, it's out like a week earlier, and then people put stuff out just to, further it, right? Because they know it's a story and it's going to get looks.
It's going to get clicks.
But the reality is that we got this from either Woj or Shams last week or so that said that Simmons and his camp were directly open to all of the moves.
Players also?
Well, Simmons and his camp were like pushing it. So why would they be talking about coming back if a week ago we got a report saying that they were pushing to get him out of here? Clutch Sports was
presented by Rocket Mortgage.
That's his people.
The O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, so without having to track this audio down, because it looks, the link you sent me is going to bring us back to the JAKIB Media homepage. So the tweet itself is, at some point, Buffalo offered the Eagles a second, third for Ertz. What more is Howie looking for? And that came from Dan Cilio, the Dan Cilio Show, the national football show that airs afternoons following us, of course, on the JAKIB Media YouTube page. So
what?
Yeah.
We're supposed to believe that.
Well,
a second and a third.
Yeah, it does seem outlandish on the surface.
Now, that's outlandish. That's
he does say at some point.
No.
So, like, what would be the possible scenario in which Zach Ertz's trade value was better in the offseason than it was before last season, which was an absolute abomination?
So when was this? When was this supposed to happen?
I'm thinking too.
A second or third win?
He says at some point, which again leaves that open. That's what I was trying to look at what's happened over the past summer, that maybe Zach Ertz had increased value and Howie missed the curve and thought, no, I can get even second and third. Well, that's the case. I can drive this up even more.
The only time he had that much draft capital that you could trade a second and a third for him is during the Super Bowl when he caught that touchdown and pulled the defender into the end zone.
Right.
That was his second or third round potential as far as him being draft capital. No, there's no way. If anybody would have offered him a fifth rounder, they'd have traded him at this point.
I'm inclined
a second and a third.
Yeah.
That's what you got for Carson. Well, you got a first.
Well, it could have been it could actually
be a second and a second.
Going anymore.
2 twos.
Right.
You saying Carson got 2 twos and Ertz would have been a 2 and a 3. Get the hell out of here.
No way.
No way. No way. Who said this?
Dan. But I mean, that's what he may have heard, right? Like this other report from what is this, Chris? Trapasso.
Yeah, I heard
CBS Sports.
Right.
I heard I was at Chicky and Pete's, and they were going to trade a Dan Cilio and Ike Reese for Harry Mays.
Hey man, let's do the trade. Let's do the deal. Okay, do the deal. No, but I mean, he says at some point that I think is the key verbiage on this thing. It's not in August. August the 4th, did they offer a second and a third?
And no time during 2021.
Well, this might have, maybe this was prior to the draft.
Here's the thing. Now, I wonder if this was the case, and if it is, maybe they didn't specify or Dan didn't specify for a reason, but could it have been at the end of not this past season, but before this previous season began, before Zach Ertz, like everybody else on offense, fell off the face of the planet? Maybe there was a preemptive move by Buffalo to say, hey, we'll give you a second and third for this guy now.
Right.
Because we know you're probably not going to re-sign him with Goddard, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so that meant
fall off.
That could
meant
be.
They had, but this is even before. It had to been just before their quarterback. They noticed that their quarterback was going to be as good as he is. Allen got good last year.
Right.
Before that, he was a status quo type of quarterback.
But they were still in the playoffs.
Yeah, they were in the playoffs.
The year before that, they were in the playoffs, right? So maybe
they played Houston.
Exactly. And maybe
so it's around that time then. It's around that time.
That's what I'm saying, Barrett.
Yeah.
Right? Wouldn't you want to help your quarterback?
I would see that. Yes, I would see that. Especially the way Carson and Ertz were vibing at that point.
Yeah,
they were vibing.
The 2019 season, he played 15 games. He had 88 receptions for 916 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Right. So that's good value there, but it's still not a second or third round pick.
No, but I think you're right. I agree to that, Barrett. But I do think that would be the only time frame that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Unless somebody in Buffalo is just completely off their rocker and is sabotaging on their way out. I don't know any other scenario.
And Howie would be off his rocker for refusing that.
There's no question about that.
Well, here's the thing, though. Let's assume, and again, we're not basing this. There's not going to be any think piece that comes from this. This is a hypothetical conversation based off of a report. But let's assume it was in that window. My goodness. Like, clearly, they knew they wanted to get rid of him. So instead of just taking what was in front of them, and we have the benefit of hindsight, Zach Ertz ran the risk of getting hurt, having a bad season, or just not getting that value from another team, or even Buffalo if you came back after the year is done and said, hey, man, is that deal still gone? And
right, exactly.
What
you're
deal?
right, Shan, you're absolutely right. So I don't think there's any point, even, during Ertz's, when he was at the top of his game, when he was ranked one of the top 3 tight ends in the league.
That was his third straight Pro Bowl.
Right. That they would have not taken a second and a third for Ertz.
Yep.
At any point.
Yep.
During his tenure here, even at the top of his game, they'd have made that trade if it was a second and a third. No question.
Boy, I tell you, this is either just not, and I'm not saying on Dan, because people get told stuff all the time that is exaggerated. It's not true. So it's never about shooting the messenger. Even Trapasso here, I believe, honestly was told something. It just is probably not true. But to that point, it's probably one of the two, right? It's either this thing never happened, or Howie really missed an opportunity. And to Barrett's point, a pretty obvious opportunity of why would you overvalue that position when you already have Dallas Goedert
on the roster? Yeah.
Yes.
Who's owed money coming up in a year. Boy, I tell you, they're so bad in certain areas that it's actually believable. Right? Like the audacity that these guys have in areas, not all the time. They're not all bad and
blind spots.
Yeah.
Look, they might have been like they might have been, like a couple other GMs got together, in a back room somewhere, like, all right, let me show you how foolish, the Eagles are. Let me show you how foolish. Watch this.
Right.
Hey, Howie, we're gonna give you a second and a third for Ertz. And they turn around like, watch. I bet you didn't get. I bet you. What do you say? No.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Thanks a lot, man. Well, we tried.
It's like the Minnesota Vikings war room after they passed on Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. I'm thinking of
fives all around.
Charlie
playing with him.
Remember that Charlie Murphy gif that's out there now? It's from the Dave Chappelle show where he pauses for like a second, right? And he's like, right? Like there's this pause, like I can see that second pause. All the other GMs are looking around, and then the guy in Buffalo's like,
is this real?
Right.
We all see it. We all heard it. We all heard it.
Rose was like, are you still here? Are you still there? Are you still there?
Yep.
Right now, what's this Joey B? Eytan needs to play the Mad Dog Russo firing his staff audio. It's hilarious.
What?
Well, I was listening the other day. It was like yesterday or 2 days ago, and he started his show. It was yesterday, railing on Steve Torrey. I mean, if I was Steve Torrey sitting in a room next to the studio, I would have had my head between my knees in shame.
Wow.
Yes. So maybe that's what he's referring to.
Okay.
Because he was talking about the Olympics. Steve Torrey, they have him doing an Olympic recap, I guess, like after Dog's show. And Dog just says it's just the worst thing ever.
What?
To listen to.
My God.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll find
Maybe that's what it is.
We'll find. I thought it was the old clip that he was.
Well,
that I brought up.
Yeah, you and I talked about that many times.
Yeah. Where he's just like, we need to end the channel.
Yes.
What?
He's like, yeah, Barrett. It was.
Oh, it's great.
Sirius doesn't have ratings like terrestrial ratings. So for Russo, who came from god awful caller driven radio, where all he and Mike did outside of arguing and yelling. To be fair, they did it a lot less, but caller after caller. So if they didn't have calls, then they didn't think the shows were successful, right? And this is back when they first launched the show and the channel, and he's just like desolate. I don't know what to do. We are losing. We're losing to the Catholic channel. We're losing to the Pope. He's like, we're losing all these channels that are like non-interactive, anything like that at the end, And he's just like, maybe it's just time to pull the plug. Maybe it's time to just end it. So that's what I thought he was talking about. That's
might be.
Now, I did see. I was looking for this Chase Daniels here, not Chase Daniel, Chase Daniels. Right? There's a difference.
Yes, there is.
Quarterback they used to play here, and I saw that from Joey B. But mentioning that it could be true, Carson may have been a big factor if they didn't pull the trigger or trade at the time. And I agree.
Okay, yeah.
But here's the thing. Let's further that point, because I don't think that these two are mutually exclusive.
Right.
I think that also, let's assume that Chase Daniels' point here is accurate, which is Carson was like, no, you're not going to trade my boy. Well, if they were still looking to trade him, or if there were still backdoor talks about trading him, or if there was still nothing that was concrete between Ertz and the team, don't you think that would also upset and further divide a rift between Carson and the team, that they're not taking care of his boy?
Yes, absolutely.
So I think if ground zero in this whole thing might be the whole stuff with Ertz. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
We thought it might be this other stuff. What if it was just, hey, we know how Carson is. Carson was so involved in the camaraderie and the teammate and his guy especially, right? I don't know. It just seems odd.
Maybe that was the start of the fracturing.
But then also, going into last year, the fracturing got even more of a whole, simply because then Ertz asked Carson to go talk to him, and he didn't.
Right.
And that kind of, made it rocky as far as relationship in the locker room with those two. But hey, It is what it is. Like that's why people understand how ruthless the NFL is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're. That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Nobody's sitting around caring whether Jalen Hurts gets his fair shake.
Right.
That's not what the league's about.
Nope. It's what have you done for me lately?
Right. Yeah.
People need to understand it. Like that people don't understand. The NFL is the biggest rouge ever, man. People don't understand it. It's a non-profit organization. A not-for-profit organization. Yet they're a multi-billion-dollar company. That is crazy.
Well, yeah, but the owners are the ones making all the profits.
Right.
Through the NFL.
The Shield itself.
Right. Yeah.
It's a non-for-profit.
Right.
Yep.
But the owners
and they pay the commissioner like $44 million a year to run it, to make sure that the owners make more money.
I think it's up to 50 now, isn't it?
Is it 50? It may be. Yeah.
It's 50.
Yeah, he needs another $6 million.
With a lifetime use of a plane, a private jet.
You would think for $50 million he could have a better TV room. Remember when he did the draft virtually from his house?
Yeah.
That room looked like a piece of garbage.
Yeah. But the worst thing ever.
Hold on. Hold that thought. We got to break real quick on the network. We're back in 3 on Sports Map Radio. We'll break on the JAKIB Media YouTube page before the hour.
But the worst thing ever, that he and his family get lifetime medical, and ex-players don't get that.
Oh,
in their contract, they get lifetime medical
for the commissioner and his family.
For the commissioner and his family.
Boy, that's
and we don't.
Right.
That's the biggest sticking point. I could do without the private jet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I could do without, the $50 million a year.
You give me the private jet. I'll put it to use.
Well, that's the thing though. Like he's there to be this fact. Like he's a CEO. He's a president. He's a president of a company, a country.
Yeah.
These people don't run what they're in. The front person is never in charge of anything major, right? The person that you see talking to you about company or country or corporation is never in charge, like truly in charge.
They're the spokesperson.
Exactly. And the NFL, to your point, Barrett, he's the shield for the shield.
He's the magic man.
He shields the owners.
Right.
Like a politician shields those who fund. Or, a CEO.
Donors.
A CEO can take a hit. Oh, let's fire that guy from Amazon or fire from mobile or so.
Yeah. Then he gets a $50 million golden parachute to go work for some law firm.
Yes,
you never hear from him again.
Who's paying that out? Right now, it comes from stocks and all that, but it's
shareholders.
It's coming from people above him or her.
The magic man. You guys didn't see Talladega Nights. The magic man. Now you see me. Now you don't. You know what I'm saying? That's who the commissioner is. Yeah, you see me out here,
explaining the world through Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights, yeah. I'm all hyped up on Mountain Dew right now. Hey, but Jackson, you're right, man. So the McNabb, Teal, Westbrook situation, it's all the same thing with Ertz and Carson. One hand didn't scratch the other hand's back, So, as a player and supposedly your best friend, you should go up there and help him out. They didn't. He didn't.
I'm looking at this Dallas Cowboys depth chart tonight. For tonight, man. This third and fourth string running backs that they have, I've never heard of.
Third, fourth running back.
Rico Dowdle and Jaquan Hardy. Who are those guys?
I don't know. Let me see. Never heard of them.
Got a new job.
Yeah.
Say woo.
Yep.
You again?
Yep. Covering the NFC East a little bit this year for Vegas Insiders.
Congrats, bro.
Can't wait for that.
Say woo was from TCU. Okay.
Who?
TCU, yes.
moving to the middle on the Sports Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, now Ron Culver has that special edition fake news for us in the second hour here.
Beautiful.
All right.
Can't wait.
And
It's been a while since he's done one.
What's that?
A fake news, Ron.
Yeah. I don't
Double in. I ain't heard his voice in a while.
No?
He likes it that way.
Would you like to talk to him? He can hear you.
Double in. What's up, bro? How's your vacation?
How's it going?
Sounds like he's still on vacation.
Right.
Yeah, he went to
I don't
Colorado.
have time for you. Yeah.
And he didn't ping Joey B, and Joey B is very upset.
Oh, Joey B had odds on my on the TV in my. I think it's either 86 or 96, one of the two. 86 or 96.
96-inch TV.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a wall.
Yeah, that is a wall.
It's on the entire wall. I caught it on sale. Of course, I caught it on sale.
Well, how much was it?
$2,100.
Oh, that's nothing.
I have a 75, and that's big.
I'm in the market to upgrade now.
My 96. I can't believe it, man.
Wall.
Well, you've got multiple screens downstairs. What size are those?
That's downstairs.
Oh, you're talking about upstairs.
Yeah. They're all like 40.
Are they 40s?
42. Yeah, like 42s. I have these Toshibas, these Amazon Toshibas.
Right.
So they come with Prime and all. But that's all for work. Like I wrote those off.
Right.
They're all for work. Because I'll do this on the network coming up in the end of this month. I'll start back up on the NFL Rush on Sundays. So you
got to watch the games as they happen.
It's great. Yeah. And the best part about it is that our program director in Houston, Mr. Craig Larson, is totally cool with the understanding that the Eagles are on during my time. Like it kind of just takes precedent. So it's a live and die 3 hours if the Eagles are on at 4:00 Eastern. 75-inch, no smaller for. Yeah, I agree. Like if you can afford it, and look, each their own, right? So we're not talking about just like, this is not everybody makes Barrett Brooks money, right? So
right.
Wait a minute, I used to make money. I don't make the money anymore. I've
well,
got
you're a
league.
smart guy, so your money's been making money.
Well,
There's a difference.
Yeah,
but
I try.
Yeah, I think 70. Like if you're gonna go big, 72, I think is the minimum.
So I have a 65 in one room, a 75 in another, and then a couple of 40s.
Okay.
The 65 is would I like it to be a little bit larger? Yeah, sure.
Now, not 40 ounces though, right?
No.
Not St. Ides?
No. Although I did get one of those Yeti, like thermos cups. They're like 32 ounces.
All right, we're back in 3. Hold on. I want to see it.
You want to?
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
as long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. Doc and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on three. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
All right, here's the Yeti.
Nice.
Yeah, it's 32 ounces. 32. And the price tag is still, the sticker's still on the bottom. These are $35.
Right. I got them. But see, I caught I always have one. I bought like 10 of them because what's the store called? It was going out of business. It was like a one of those printer typewriters, or was it not a Staples, but the competitor to Staples.
Okay.
Was going out of business.
Max or something?
Office Max, yeah.
Oh.
They were going out of business.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a bunch of them, and they regular price were like $28.
Yeah.
And I got them each for like $12. I said I couldn't stop. I could not stop going to
That's
get
value
them.
right there.
I got 5 of them, and then like for 3 days straight out. Right. I went in and got one day, and then I went back the next day. I grabbed 2 more. Then went back one day and grabbed 1 more, just because they were so cheap.
Yeah, these are great for the golf cart. They fit right into the little cup holder. You put ice in it, like a lot of ice.
Yep.
And then you can pour, like bottled water, even if it's warm, it'll freeze up. It gets so cold, and it'll stay cold for hours.
Yep.
It's amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Imagine like a big bourbon and ginger in this thing. 32-ounce bourbon and ginger. Wow.
Like you have an old fashioned, the old fashions are in the little copper mug type of deals. Well, get an old fashioned to put it in one of these Yetis. Oh,
those are like the ginger beer, like a Moscow Mule go in the ginger.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, Moscow Mule.
Yeah.
No, that's the mule. I never.
Yeah, the mules.
Not really a fan, but
Oh, I like them. I like that ginger beer stuff.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
You're a ginger?
Yeah, I like gingers.
Your team ginger?
Mm-hmm.
Now see, now I'm thinking about the eyebrows now, man.
Yeah. When's their first? The Bears. Yeah, he'll probably be playing a lot, right? For the Bears.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, he'll play a lot. I want to see what the Jets are going to do and what the Bears are going to do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. With all these quarterbacks, the new quarterbacks or quarterbacks changing addresses, I'm very interested in watching some of these preseason games.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
It's really, I can't remember a year like this where I've actually looked forward to it.
So you got San Fran, the Jets,
the
Bears, or no question you're going to watch those games.
Detroit,
Jacksonville,
Los Angeles,
also.
Jacksonville. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's almost every franchise. New Orleans. Like, what is New Orleans going to do?
That's going to be a cluster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right, though. It's
that's going to be a mess.
But it's interesting.
Yeah, it's good. I want to watch the mess.
Carolina. I'm very interested to see what Carolina looks like.
Yep. Just knowing how he conducts business down there in Carolina, they're going to be pretty good fast.
Presented by
Darnold, I think is not terrible, at least as
right. He can get coached there.
Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, we are officially underway here. Second hour. And a reminder, we're broadcasting live and local from the Fritz and B and Cooley Law Studios. If you know someone who suffered a personal injury, contact Brian Fritz directly. And the middle is sponsored by Pure Bull Beef Jerky. Go to steersnacks.com and get yours today. Now, Ron Culver has the vacation edition of fake news. We'll have more real or fake on all these reports. I mean, my goodness, the last 2 days has basically been fake news or real news, us determining which report coming out is real or fake, trying to determine if Ben Simmons or what was that Trapasso thing, Deshaun Watson, is ever going to happen.
Right. Now, what do you make of the Ben Simmons not responding or not talking to his teammates or the organization?
I think that's SOP for a guy who's gone.
Standard operating procedure.
For a guy who's got, look, man, here's what I would appeal to. If anybody disagrees, right, and thinks that this is not that, then I would just say, what else would it like? Do you honestly think this is the proper or normal communication for a guy who is like facing a pivotal offseason and working on his game and working with teammates and working with the coaching staff? Like if Simmons were coming back,
right?
Don't you think that there would be more communication and working with, like we see with Embiid and Harris and anybody else that's gone for a year?
Embiid's playing tennis with the general manager.
What does that tell you?
How about that video?
I think Embiid is the general manager.
Right. But at the end of the day, I think it's F-U-L. F'd up literally.
Okay.
Them your boys, man. You went to war with these guys for years, man, and you just gonna cut communication from them.
Yeah,
that's the biggest crock in the world, bro. I don't care how you are, how bad you are, how disenfranchised you are with the franchise. You don't do that to your teammates, man. That just goes to show how arrogant and self-centered he is.
Well, was it specifically teammates? Like if Joel Embiid sends a text to Ben Simmons, you think he's ghosting him?
Maybe.
That would be.
Do they even text?
Outrageous.
I'm more curious if they even text. We're back in 3 on SportsMap. Like, do you think that I don't know? Do you think those guys legit text?
I don't know. Maybe I'm naive. I would have hoped so. I mean, you're teammates. Like the three of us text all the time. I mean, think about it in those terms.
Well, they should, man. Come on now. Yeah, I doubt seriously. They came in.
Team.
Right. They came in. They were supposed to be the pillars of the organization for years.
Right.
And to not, come on, man. That's just
I'm not saying they don't, but I'm just curious to see, like, is it that the organization can't get in touch with Ben Simmons and he's not responding to them, or is it teammates too? Because the teammate thing, if that was the case, then he's definitely doesn't want to come back.
I just don't know, like, legit. I don't know, honestly, why. Like, here's the thing. I'm trying to say this without sounding dismissive to you, but to the question, does it truly matter? And here's what I would say, Harry. Let's explore that. Not like, does it matter? I mean, does it truly matter? Like, let's say he was texting back and forth with Danny Green, and he was texting back and forth with Matisse Thybulle and Tobias Harris. But there is no communication at all with Daryl Morey, the front office, and the Philadelphia 76ers, Doc Rivers. Isn't that more concerning than him texting with 2 or 3 guys more reassuring?
No, because if the organization is texting you, I mean, they're trying to accomplish
That's what I'm saying, though. My hypothetical here, Barrett, is that the organization, from what we're getting from reports, they're not.
Well, but I'm saying, like, you might have your arguments with management. Okay, you and I have worked places where we've had arguments and things with management, but with our co-hosts, our producers, and all that, like, you know what I mean? I never cut off communication with those guys.
Right.
It was almost like an us versus them scenario where us, this is, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. And my response to you is, how many times has us with you and a co-host turned into just me? Right. Because like we just talked about this with Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz either refused to or realized he didn't have the power to keep Zach Ertz.
Well, look at this,
So
man.
Ben Simmons could love on Danny Green all he wants. Sorry, Barrett. I was just saying he could love on Danny Green all he wants, but if Daryl Morey wants his ass out of here, then Simmons is out.
Right. And you made a perfect point, man. That might have been the downfall of Carson Wentz's relationship. It might have been Zach Ertz all along.
I really think that there's a lot to that. Like, we'd have to get Rob Motti on. He would know more than anybody about Wentz and like the individual stuff that came out, especially now that Carson's gone. But honestly, I would not be shocked, man. Like, Barrett, you guys are big monsters. You guys are 1%ers on the planet, but you're human beings, and you're fickle human beings. And you guys love who you want to be next to, and
cliquish, very cliquish,
which is normal. That's how it is in life.
Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts studios, here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, well, I tried to get these lineups locked before 12:10, and because my keyboard had coffee spilled on it, hence I was a couple of minutes late here, I have no ability to do that. So I'm running with the same lineup across the board, and it's probably just going to be absolute dog feces.
Is this
I just wasted
fantasy baseball or
yeah.
what? Okay.
I should have just Venmoed you $100. I just burned it. Like,
because I know you're involved, I think, in the
this is what just happened to my entry fee.
There it is. Oh God. But I think you're in the fantasy golf with me this week, right? Did you enter that?
Yes, I did. I tried to get Barrett in there too.
Oh yeah?
He refused.
There was only a couple spots remaining. I think it filled up.
Yeah, I got in right at the end. I tried to put 2 entries in, but it only let me put 1 in.
Yeah, they would only allow you to do 1.
Yeah. No, I was there for that day. Remember, I was there. Barrett, remember, I was there for the coffee day. That
Bob.
I never saw anything like it. It was absolutely hilarious. She jumped like she saw a ghost.
What, Jillian?
Yeah, it was hilarious. She was a pro, though. I mean, she played it off. I got to give credit for it.
Well, who spilled the coffee?
She did.
She did. She spilled it.
She did. Okay.
Yeah. I think she tried to blame it on Ellis, but he was. That was a good show, man. I had a lot of fun on that show.
Love that show, man. I think if we'd had it on the big network,
I agree.
And then it'd have been a lot better. I mean, you had 4 contrasting viewpoints on the show. I mean, everything you wanted from it, and I love Rob, man. Rob knows more about Philadelphia sports than anybody I know.
Oh, he's the greatest.
Yeah, so man, it was crazy.
The thing about Rob too is, and it gets undervalued a lot, where people just get thrust into positions, and I'm not saying like just a job. I mean like a certain role, right? Like it would be unfair to put your first main role on there being like running the show, right? Like you put in your spot where you, Jillian, Sarah were used perfectly. And I think to Rob's point, like he was a TV producer for so long. I produced radio before I was on the air, and anybody who has done, it's like any job, right? If you bust tables before you become a general manager, you understand how to kind of like work things and flow things and all. And I think Ellis is so good at that. Like I watched him on that show, and he was really good at being the quarterback and setting you up a lot.
Point guard. Point guard.
Is probably the better way. Yeah.
Well, I love that. Oh, I like this on the stream. Marianne Johnson. Simpson is soft. Simmons is soft. He's like chicken nuggets. He eats his chicken nuggets with a knife and a fork. That's exactly what I think about what I see.
What's wrong with that?
Bro, I wish I would see you eat chicken nuggets with a knife and a fork.
Well, I'm talking about big nuggets here, man. I'm not talking about these like
McDonald's nuggets.
McDonald's nuggets.
How big nuggets do you have?
I mean, we're talking. We have big nuggets over here.
Well, what if they got
not the Denver nuggets?
So what do they turn into strips instead of nuggets? Well,
that's a good point.
I'm saying, yeah, and look, I don't have a problem with you eating a strip with a fork and knife.
Right. When do big nuggets become tenders?
Right.
That's the question.
See, that's the question, right?
A nugget, for the most part, is one bite. That's when it becomes a tender.
Okay. All right. Well, if it's one bite, then I'm not talking about nuggets.
No, it's one bite, right?
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would not eat a 1 bite nugget with a knife and fork.
No.
No.
Although you would just need technically the fork.
The fork, you want to just jab that in there and then dip it in the sauce with the fork. That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. But you're not cutting up nuggets.
No.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Boy, I tell you, I don't know. I don't know what the most bizarre thing. I mean, everybody's always going to go back to that Seinfeld episode, which is why it's just genius, about how Mr. Pitt was eating his Snickers bar with a fork and knife.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Right, and then
Oh yeah.
The
He'd have a plate, the whole deal. Yeah.
Well, he was like the really like super rich guy that I forget what he was, a publicist, I believe, right, or something like that. I don't know. And he was like this big, super
a publisher, I think. Wasn't he?
Yes.
Like he would publish books and things.
I think so, yeah. And she was like his personal assistant.
Yes.
And one day she was over there, right? And Seinfeld was always just about ridiculous stuff happening in day to day. And she glances over and he's sitting there with a fork and a knife eating
a napkin, the whole deal.
A napkin on, and like eating a Snickers bar. And then from there, it was all about like, people that randomly he would see eating it. And even George did that at a meeting to have them take him seriously about something.
Mm-hmm.
He came in there. I forget what meal he had, right? And he was eating it like a devil dog or something like that. And somebody was like, "You eat that with a fork and knife?" And he's like, "Yeah. How do you eat it? With your hands?"
Like he's civilized and you're not.
Exactly.
Right.
It was great.
With your hands. Oh my God.
Classic.
I'm looking at it now. Then he's explained with.
Huh?
No, I was looking at it now, man. I see what you're saying, man. That's a great episode. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know what exactly we're looking at, but yeah, I don't even know how we got onto that, but yes. Oh, because of the tender,
right?
Yeah,
so,
chicken nuggets.
Like, what would be the most outside of a Snickers bar here, or something that Seinfeld covered in there? What would be like you're sitting down in a diner or a restaurant, and you look over and you see somebody eating? I think there was a chocolate chip cookie. Right, like what was it? Danny Tartable in that episode too? Like whoever it was eating a cookie in the car, I think, right, with a fork and knife. And Costanza looked over and it was kind of like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, he's the one explaining, why he didn't eat it with his hands. He's saying he didn't want to avoid getting chocolate on his hands, and he just going into it, diving in deep.
Mr. Pitt, yes, right. It was like chocolate was forbidden in his household. It was something ridiculous. Yeah,
well, that's why you keep the wrapper on the thing.
Yeah,
if you're eating it with your hands, I mean, Mr. Pitt wasn't too smart.
No, hilarious.
Yes.
But was he in anything else?
What as a character actor, probably, but I don't recognize anything.
Like what's his name? Ian Abercrombie is the man's name. Now he's probably like some classically trained.
Right. He's probably
right.
A theater guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That has been reduced now to Mr. Pitt.
Right. Some
things.
Real highbrow dude that did like Shakespearean theater in London.
Yes.
And now he's known for eating a Snickers bar with a fork and knife.
All right, I got the laptop here, so let me pull this thing up. Oh, okay. Well, he was in the Clone Wars as the Chancellor Palpatine, Darth Sidious.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now he's no longer with us. He died in 2012.
Okay.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, man. I'm gonna tell you this. I saw a person eat a hamburger with a knife and fork.
Yeah, I would think that would be a good one here as far as like one of I
like with the bun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, now I could see it. I've done it without the bun, like it just like a sirloin burger with cheese on it,
right?
Or
you might have a lettuce wrap burger,
right?
But no, you're not going to sit there. I mean, they were literally cutting it with a fork and knife and eating it. Yeah,
you're desecrating it by putting a fork and knife to that. I totally agree. Now, I'll say this though, as far as the fork and knife, like the sandwich element too with the burger, is out of it. Like you can't do that at all.
Well, Baldy would take the chicken patties and make the burger like that. Those were his buns.
But he's not doing the knife and fork.
No, I don't know if Baldy owns a knife and a fork.
Well, he has to for those tomahawk steaks he cooks.
I don't know, man. He might just pick that sucker up and just.
I could see that. And with the headband too.
Yeah, like Fred Flintstone. Remember when he always had the big leg? Like
right. Or when they went in and they ordered, and then they brought the big rib that came out, and the car turned on the side.
Right.
I guarantee you, Baldy's got a Flintstone golf cart somewhere in there for training.
No
right,
doubt
where it's
about
like the bottom has been totally aired out, and it's just a Flintstone thing, and part of the training is lifting it up and then running like 100 yards with it, like Flintstone. I guarantee.
That's how he also toughens up his feet for when he goes on his travel dog vacations to Costa Rica. Because then he never wears shoes.
He was wearing flip flops at camp the other day.
Was he?
Like, come on, man. But hey, you know what?
I love him.
He gets away with it. He was just down in New Orleans interviewing Sean Payton.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're
speaking of the Yeti, man.
Yeah.
I almost let this slip my mind, but I go to 7-Eleven and I see this woman comes up and she has this huge 7-Eleven like cooler type of drink things. Like, you know, it almost looks like a gallon of milk. You know, that's how big the cup is, a 7-Eleven cup.
It's a big gulp?
Yeah. The big, it's like extra.
Is that like a 64-ounce cup?
Yeah, 64-ounce cup.
Wow.
And she fills it up, and she only has to pay like $1.30 for that.
Right.
I said, that's the greatest. I said, do you have any more of those cups? No, we ran out of them.
Mm-hmm.
No, you got some in the back. You just don't want to sell it to me because you saw this lady just come in and pay $1.30 for 64 ounces. That's right. You know, that's crazy.
She probably paid $5 for the first one with the cup, and then the refills are like a 99-cent refill thing.
So she just comes in and just refills it whenever.
Yeah.
I said that I'm looking for one now, bro.
Right.
I gotta.
You could probably get one on eBay. Why don't you go on eBay and see if you can purchase a 7-Eleven 64-ounce cup?
Unbelievable, man. That's the greatest get over ever, isn't it? You know, you go ahead, you go ahead and take it in the chin for the 64 ounces the first time. Man. You might pay $6 for it, but after that, you are getting over from that point on. I would leave it in my truck.
Yeah,
I would leave it in my truck.
Well, depending on what you have in it, like you can't just leave a cup without washing it and having like 6 different refills of soda.
Yeah,
I would use the water from out of the thing in there and rinse it out. You know, the water, you can get water in the machine.
That water in that machine is
that's good water.
I'd rinse it out.
Than all the crap that's in the Pepsi you're about to fill up.
That's like that stuff that they're swimming in the triathlon over in Japan.
Yes,
the Olympics.
Bro, I wouldn't care. I would keep it in my truck and I would still fill it up. Period.
Man.
I can't. Man.
I don't know.
No, I'm looking here. I'm 4th right now of 20. See where Harry is on the swing it and ding it. We're gonna have to update this.
Well, most of these guys aren't even teed off yet.
Come on, it's all about getting in early, huh? Mays Man, 1965. All right, look, everybody's in contention right now. Nobody's running away with this thing by any means.
Yeah, I don't even start looking at the results until day 2.
400. Okay.
And really, there's no cut in this event anyway, so there's no
cut.
Urgency in day 2.
Well, yeah, but if a guy's totally out of it, like Louis jumped out to a good start. So if you have Louis, now I have, was it Russell Streb?
Yeah, it's not Russell Streb.
It's
I forget his first name.
Right? There's a Streb.
Yeah, there's a Streb. He's a Kansas State guy, as a matter of fact.
What?
He played college golf at Kansas State.
All right, look,
Robert Streb. It's Robert Streb.
Robert Streb. All right, Barrett, I'm going to need all of that momentum here from K-State behind because he is my punt, and so far he's tied for 6th. So if he comes through, between him and Kokrak.
I love Kokrak.
You're the man, bro. Harry, I just looked on eBay.
Yeah.
Some are like 22. The cheapest one I see is
22 ounces?
No, $22.
Oh, $22?
The Yeti?
Yes. $18, $24. One's $38.
Wow.
I'm looking at it now. There's ones for $12.
Wait, now this is for a 7-Eleven cup?
No. Yeah, 7-Eleven 64-ounce. Yes.
Wow.
A big gulp.
Do you really need the soda? Well, like, what would you get? Is there something specific at 7-Eleven that you can't get anywhere else?
No, it's not that. But they do have the grape soda, the 0-carb grape soda.
Okay.
Pretty good, man.
Who makes that? Is that a Fanta product?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Harry, right. You hit it right on the head.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
We got a break on that note. Fanta. We're back in 3 across the board. Fake news, Culver, Colorado edition coming up next.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid
as long as you face the fear.
and keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull beef jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. Catch a wave, take a nap, go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 to 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
On the field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
Map Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
All right, so we have now the return of Ron Culver. And I don't know where this guy has been, what he's done, but he's damn sure going to tell us about it. And from there, we'll just have to figure out what story he's making up that's real or fake, correct?
Well, he went to Colorado, correct?
Went to Colorado. Went to Vail, Colorado.
Right. For baseball, right?
For a baseball tournament, for my son's baseball tournament. I actually have 5 stories.
Oh, jeez.
Two of them are fake.
Now, is this going to be like some obvious thing where we're just killing 5 minutes, or did you really like the two? Are they going to be tough, and you're really trying to fool
one
us?
Should be really obvious.
Okay.
If anyone was paying attention to yesterday's show, one should be very obvious.
Well, first off, were you paying attention?
Obviously, he was.
Oh,
not really.
Yeah.
So I'm
Maybe,
assuming I'm assuming that this was in yesterday's show. Let's just go with that. How about that?
Fair enough. All right, let's start. I mean,
All right,
this is all vacation.
Story number 1: Ron's baseball tournament, son's baseball tournament vacation in Colorado. I had my prescription filled in Colorado while taking in all the greenery the Rockies had to offer.
Well,
So
do you
yeah,
normally have a prescription?
He's got a medical card, huh?
My prescription is in parentheses and greenery is in parentheses here.
So weed. Are we talking about weed?
Well, yes.
Yeah, that would be the greenery.
That would be the greenery.
Okay.
All right.
I had my prescription filled in Colorado while taking in all the greenery the Rockies had to offer.
Now, this wasn't like you've got a fever and the only prescription for that is more cowbell, right?
Well, it can be that way. It depends on how much you need cowbell there, Eytan. Like if you went to Colorado, how much cowbell would you need?
It's a good question. I don't know that answer.
Can you bring said greenery back to Houston across state lines, or is that a problem?
Just depends on how you're traveling.
Like, does the prescription need to be consumed in Colorado?
It depends where you're.
Take across state lines, you're in trouble.
Right.
Yes, but I mean, like, assuming you get caught, like what? Flying? Yeah, if you're flying back to New York and it's not legal there, then yeah. But if you're driving across to Idaho or whatever, then...
Right, like I flew back from Miami when Eytan and I were down there for the Super Bowl.
And I drove back. So
he drove back, but I flew back with product. Okay, I flew with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I couldn't do it.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
All right, story number 2.
I walked out on a bar tab out with my wife and some other parents from my son's baseball team.
Now, I can see this like accidentally, right?
Yeah, not intentionally. Yeah.
Like Culver's not scum.
No.
So I don't think that this is something that was done on purpose. But I could see it happen inadvertently.
I can't see it happening because his wife would have get back there and.
Well, no, maybe
you're speaking from your perspective. That's where that's coming from.
Oh my God, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
you will not embarrass me.
That's right.
And other parents were there too. Oh hell no.
Yeah. All right, story 3.
Story number 3. My son's club sent 2 teams to this World Series tournament in Vail. One of the days there, my son played for the other team, but didn't tell his current team until a few innings into the game.
See,
sounds like something Barrett would do.
Yeah, but that's where I wonder, like, is that... Yeah, I agree.
Like Barrett's working for NBC at training camp, but he doesn't inform us. Oh, no, wait, that happened.
Right. Oh, my goodness.
Oda Rosie, right? That didn't happen.
Okay, I can believe that.
All right, story number 4. Myself and some of the other fathers were able to escape from the kids and get our Bryson DeChambeau on the courses up in Vail.
Straight lie.
That's fake news. That's fake news.
Think so?
That was definitely fake. And the one walking out on the tab, that's fake. Those are my 2 right there.
One more for you.
Okay.
My wife has a fear of heights, but the most relaxed she was during our trip was on a gondola ride back down Vail Mountain.
Oh,
those are nice. Actually for somebody who also has a fear of heights, yet snowboarded consistently and even raced some amateur stuff a lot out west.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only time that the fear of heights ever really kicks in is when you're stopped.
Really?
Same thing with the chairlift. Yeah, I got it. This was where Mount Snow in Vermont. I remember this. No, Sugarbush. Sorry, in Vermont. I was stuck on a chairlift for maybe 2 hours or so. Something like that. It was right at that point. Like they were still. I could see like 4 or 5 seats behind me being evacuated coming down, and I had such a big fear of heights.
Oh, me too.
Child. At this point, so I'm like, oh my God, I'm 12 years old, 11 years old.
Right.
So I'm freaking out. But if you're moving, and a lot of the fast ones, right? Like if you've been on these, they have these super quads or the power ones. The gondola, man, honestly, like unless you're stopped on a gondola, those things move so fast and they're so seamless that I suffer from fear of heights.
Yeah, me too.
And I never had that fear in there. So that I could see that being a reality.
I don't know if I'd want to be in one of those balloon things, though, the gondolas.
Bro, I went to Colorado and I went up on a ski thing. I hated it. I'd never do it again. I was scared to death. I was scared the entire time.
On a chairlift?
Yes,
like a chairlift?
Moving, especially when you're going down.
Yeah.
Well, you're so
I was
great.
all right.
Like, hopefully they just gave you a single and that was the whole chair.
Yeah.
Like if there was somebody squeezed next to you, no.
You imagine that?
At this point, it's never happening again. That was my first and last time doing it. In fact, if I could have walked down the mountain to get back, I would have done it. Even if it took me a couple hours, I would have done it. But there's no way I could have got back down without skiing or something like that. But that's the only reason why I got back on it, to go back down.
Now, John Dickerson on the stream says Eytan once went on a Tinder date with a woman who called herself Sugar Bush.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that date's going to end well. I won't have to worry about being anything else, anything negative from that thing. All right, well, what the hell was the story? We got to figure that out, right? Or can you hang with us during the break? We have what?
I don't know how I can hang with you guys during the break.
Well, you just have to hold down the IFB so we don't hear commercial.
All right.
All right, let's do that. Now, see, we hear that.
Come on, one more rep. You got
So you'd have to just hold it down like you're talking.
You're a beast.
Thanks, man. I feel
Can you do that?
than I have in years, and I got to tell you,
Ron.
eugenics makes a huge difference.
Eugenics? That's the testosterone.
Oh, this is the what's it called? Frank Thomas.
Oh yeah,
Right, right.
Nugenics, right?
Yeah, I've heard good stuff about this. Now, Ron, are you there? Because we can't do this and hear from Frank Thomas.
Eugenics is a great way to increase lean muscle and feel stronger with more energy and endurance.
Boy, I hate to do it to Culver.
Right.
I'm tending to agree with Barrett here on the two fake stories, though.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through this again on our own, and then we'll do it for there. We'll do it live when we go. Okay.
We'll do it live.
Exactly right, sir. So what are we talking here? Right?
Well, the one where he walked out on the check.
You think that's fake?
Yeah, I do. And I think the one where he played golf is fake.
Yep. Those are the two I think are fake.
What say you? I wish
definitely
Lombo
agree
would
on
have
the
done
golf.
that yesterday.
What say you?
Yeah.
I definitely agree on the golf.
I believe the gondola thing, that his wife went up in an hot air balloon.
Yeah, I agree to that as well.
I agree. I believe that his kid played for another team and didn't inform his other team.
Yep.
And what was the first story? Oh, the first story was he's got his prescription filled. I believe that.
Me too.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
I mean, you would probably have more insight onto that first story because you've been around Ron a long time.
I don't know him to be a Blazer, though.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, so then, okay. Well, then maybe, see?
Not to say he's not. I just don't know him to be one.
Then maybe I'll switch to that one.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like, prescription could be anything. Could be edible. Could be anything.
Well, he said greenery.
True, but I guess you're right.
But if he's not a Blazer, then I'll say one and the story about golf.
I'm still going with the same one.
You're going same one. All right.
And
they're walking out on the check.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm torn on the second one. I agree on golf.
Yeah, Adams Exploits points out we got to attack the fake news. Sirianni would be much more pumped up for this.
Right.
Well, he's pumped up for everything.
Yeah. He's attacking Deshaun Watson right now.
This is The Middle on the SportsMap Radio Network.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Live from the O'Reilly Auto Parts Studios. Here's Eytan Shander, Barrett Brooks, and Harry Mays.
Aaron Nola on the mound. Any thoughts? This is an early game today, right?
Who do they have today?
What's the
Marlins?
No,
the Nationals. Oh, it's getaway day.
You're not paying attention to anything. I love it.
No,
they have they're 1.5 back behind the Mets, and
I know that
a closeout game today against the Nats, and then they open up a weekend series with, of all teams, the Mets.
They're going for the sweep of the Nats.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
They do not make it easy, but they are going for the sweep. Actually, I mean, Nola's on the hill. I know he hasn't been great, but look, this is a Phillies victory here, and then some. So I don't think that there's any.
He was good in his last start, wasn't he?
Yeah, he just hasn't been.
No, he hasn't been Nola like what we thought Nola would be.
What do you say, Ace? He hasn't been there. He hasn't been anything close to that. I mean, Zach Wheeler has been definitively the number one pitcher here. I just don't know. Look, afternoon. I don't know if you guys will be watching this.
Well, who's in the lineup? Is Harper sitting out? Like, a lot of times they rest guys on these getaway days. Like Raul Muto might not play.
Let me see the projected order. No, he's projected third.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, third. That's where Harper. You're talking.
That's
about.
where Harper. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Harper's projected third.
Right.
I don't know if those lineups are officially in. I can actually see here if lineups have come in yet.
Kevin Kisner out to +3 in 4 holes.
Yeah, I was looking at your roster versus mine. You took a couple of chances, risks I like.
I don't have Kisner in the lineup, but
no, you also went heavy chalk with DJ though. That was pretty surprising.
Well, I took Koepka out. I had Koepka in, but then I heard he had a knee injury.
That's why he didn't. That's why he pulled out.
No, he didn't. He didn't pull out. I pulled him out. He didn't play in the Pro-Am, and he canceled his media availability.
Oh man,
that's next level reporting right there.
Colton Nost said that it was his knee, so I immediately dumped him. I just hope he's not trolling us, by skipping that and getting everybody in an uproar, and everybody dumps him.
I think you were right to fade. Personally, I think you were right to fade.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I took Sergio. That's probably one that jumped out at you as a risk.
Yep. He did not make my model, but that's fine.
He's +1.
So is anybody going to be watching this baseball game or no?
No.
Going to be betting on this baseball game? Well, let me see these odds here. All right. Maybe it'll change your mind if you know that the Phillies are short favorites. Does that help at all? Mets game is underway right now, by the way. Marlins, I thought they were done playing baseball. They don't seem to be wanting to do that yet.
Oh, the Mets are playing the Marlins. That's where I saw the Marlins were up.
That's what's happening right now.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, this game here is going to be at 4:05 today, and the Phillies are pretty standard. But 8.5, even with Nola. Joe Ross is on the mound. It's decent. It's a decent pitching matchup right here for what you have in the lineup, even though the Phils bats have been raking. So it's not a terrible matchup at all for the pitchers. Phil's -1.5 and -150. Any interest?
-1.5.
Well, what I've been doing with the Phillies, and it's been working with the push and play, is like instead of going -1.5 at +105, I'll take -1 at -125 and have that push and play with the back half of the ninth inning, or essentially. Ideally, it would be the Nats, but the Nats are the dog.
Love the push and play.
Yeah, the push and play is great.
Not kid and play.
Or the kid and play dance.
Right. Now, we have to answer Ron's fake news here before we get down this rabbit hole here.
Go ahead, Culver. I'm sorry. That's my fault. We did a lot of talking back and forth.
During the break.
Exactly about this. I am still torn on my second story. So why not just give us the slug real quick of all 5. Harry, Barrett, then me will give us or everybody their answers.
All right. Story number 1 was walking. Story number 1 was having my prescription filled. Story number 2 was walking out on a bar tab. Story number 3 was my son switching teams but not telling anybody. Story number 4 was golfing, and story number 5 was the gondola ride.
All right. I'm going 1 and 4.
I'm going golfing, and
that's 4.
Yeah, I'll go 1, 2. I'm just tailing you on this one, Harry, because I don't know why. Barrett, you were pretty definitive.
2 and 4.
2 and 4. Okay, so we're 1-4, 1-4, 2-4. Ron.
3-4.
3-4.
3-4.
3-4.
All right, so golf we all got right away.
Right.
Y'all got right away. We actually had plans to go golfing. They just never worked into the schedule, unfortunately.
So 3 was your son playing for another team and not informing his other team.
That was a little nod to Barrett yesterday, because remember we were going to do this yesterday.
That's right. And Barrett comes in and derailed because we had practice and everything to talk about.
Yeah.
Got it.
I mean, we had it all planned up because, Barrett was MIA for a while. And so I said, I'll do the same thing. Like, say my son just played for another team, but didn't tell anybody about it. Maybe shot a text later on saying, I'm not going to. Well, actually, he never even said he wasn't going to be there. He just sent you a text of somebody else's text.
So
the stories that are true is I had my prescription filled in Colorado while taking in all the greenery the Rockies had to offer.
Now, what kind of prescription here are we talking about?
The fever.
You needed more cowbell?
No, I needed that greenery, man. It's
I love
legal there. When in Rome.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it.
Eytan.
I love it. Take full advantage.
I
my
heard you
friend.
guys all through the break. I don't know why you guys couldn't hear me. I don't think you had me turned.
No, because we had the commercials, so I just
Yeah.
muted real quick. That's my fault. I
Yeah,
apologize.
but I heard you guys all through the break. And,
Struggling through it?
You know, that's yeah. And story. I did walk out on a bar tab, and it was by accident. I did not go back and pay it because I didn't realize it until the very next day, and I was like, well.
What were the circumstances that surrounded you being a degenerate?
Well, it was out with a lot of the parents on the baseball team, and there's some libations, some eating, and then more libations, and then on top of that, more drinking. And before I knew it, I just walked. We just walked home from back to our hotel.
That's what you get for the
Being
greenery.
infused. Tell them.
Yeah. And that, and I'm glad you used the word infused because my wife does have a fear of heights. We did a gondola ride, but before the gondola ride, she ended up having a CBD infused Bloody Mary, which I had never heard of before.
Wow.
I thought of you, Barrett. This might be a step up from the pineapple infused pineapple vodka that you like to drink.
Bro, put it like this, man. I tried an infused whatever it was, greenery, whatever, and man, it was a punch. And I drank it like, that's nothing. So I just gulped it down. Bro, 30 minutes later, it felt like my body was numb. Like I couldn't even pick myself up, man.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened to my wife.
Wow. That happens to Eytan like 4 times a day.
Yeah, you get used to it.
All of a sudden, she's like, I am really relaxed. If they want to just send this thing around a couple more times, I'm good with that.
Wow.
It was fantastic.
Go ahead, Harry. If you want to reach out, do that.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's a great point, though, Ron, is that you're just smashed. And there's just nothing you can take from it.
Nothing. I mean, we didn't really know the potency of it.
Right.
Uh-huh.
We found out, it's like probably like 20 minutes in. It was like, wow, okay, there we go.
So you're like in a state where anything goes. Like you'd be good with anything.
Yes, euphoric, I think they call it.
Wow.
Yeah, you're just relaxed.
Right?
You just feel comfortable. It's like, hey, you know what? There's a nice breeze. The temperature's perfect. Keep this ride going.
Yeah, Jeff Bruder says on the stream, Eytan calls that lunch.
Absolutely, my friend.
Sounds about right.
Absolutely right.
I miss the dog walks, though, man. The dog walks after the show.
I just do it in the morning with clubs.
That's right. Now,
there's the difference
on the C9.
Yeah, today was man. That's a
all right.
Tough one. All right, yeah. So that was crazy. Now, did you reach out to Dan?
Yeah, apparently he can't do it.
Okay. You're still saying that he was getting crushed on, was it Twitter? Or?
Yeah, he's getting crushed for the tweet about Zach Ertz and Buffalo.
Look, he's got thick skin. So
I know. He doesn't care.
Yes, exactly. Beyond not caring. I'm sure he's loving it. But
yeah,
look, I again, just like with this Trapasso stuff, people are talking.
Yep.
They're talking.
Yeah, like I say, I don't care what you call me, as long as you calling me. That's what it is, man. All the shine he's getting from this, good, bad, or indifferent. You got to take that in, man. Take it in. But there's no way a second and a third. I can't see it. I cannot see it.
Well, now Cilio also has on his Twitter. This is in the last couple of hours. Rusty Harden, of course, the attorney handling Deshaun's complaints, says that the cases won't be heard until next spring, and some are being dealt with now with confidentiality agreements.
Really?
That's what he just tweeted 2 hours ago.
Wow. So they're going to pay a couple people. Yeah, they're going to pay a couple people. And the ones that are going to try to just, stick it to him, they'll wait till the spring.
Yeah.
I still don't think he plays this year because he's going to be put on the list. They're going to put him
You
on
think
the list.
so?
Yeah. He has to.
There's something to that, right? Where it's just the optics. I wonder if just the
the optics. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Just the optics of what because I mean,
well, the problem is the optics that are going through my brain
right,
are what I read yesterday.
Exactly. That's that I'm trying to think how criminal that is. You know what I'm saying? Like what he likes, that's on him.
Right.
He likes, digital.
Right. He's a digital man. He's not an analog man.
Computer love.
Digital
man.
Yeah.
Can't blame him for embracing technology.
Yeah, right? Exactly. He's forward thinking. Joe Walsh is an analog man, and Deshaun Watson is a digital man.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to get a song anytime soon from him, but that's probably a good way to put it.
Oh, my good. Come on, man. I mean, he loves a little Roger Troutman. That's all. He just, computer love, man. I mean,
well, it's the circumstances surrounding it that are problematic. It's not what he likes.
Yeah,
right?
It's how he goes about getting it.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
That's the problem with it.
Right.
I don't think it's like
it's the procurement.
Right.
That's the issue.
This isn't like, the alleged that never came to fruition P tapes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We're still those, aren't we?
Right.
So that's what I mean. Like, this is but yeah, I mean, if it were, here's the thing though, Barrett, to your point, where if all this was someone who just on their own Instagram released text messages, right? Like we see clout chasing a lot, where somebody was like, "Hey, Deshaun Watson nasty," look at the
right.
All right, and then I'm with you where it's like, come on, this is this is what he likes, is leave the guy alone. But I think it's how he's going about it that's so problematic that the NFL is going to have to say something or do something. But I don't know. I don't know what the union, their involvement is. I don't know what obligation they have to Watson specifically to uphold maybe something that's like it could be already in the bylaws on the player's favor right now because there isn't enough to put him on the list outside of the optics. So maybe the union is like, hey, if you put him on the list, we're going to have to fight this.
Right. Unless there's like a videotape from one of the massage salons.
Well, I think it's all individual, right?
What do you mean?
Oh,
he would go to a salon for this one because the masseuse was saying about how the owner of the salon was so enamored with having him as a client.
Got it. All right, let's take a quick one here on the network. We'll break before OT as well, and we try and track down Dan. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, but
no.
Just get some reaction up there because I'm curious if there's anything like not offensive stuff. I don't give a I don't want to embolden any troll, but I'm just saying like this between this and the Trapasso stuff. It's a really difficult day to focus on anything else, and the Eagles have done this. They have done this. All right, we're back in 3 on the network, still live on the JAKIB Media YouTube page. I mean, like what do you do if you're the Eagles? Do you just let this thing live? See, now this is a little different. I'll credit Howie and these guys. It's one thing to let the Watson stuff just linger and not comment on it and have more and more leaks, etc. But this story here, do you even need to comment on it? And here's the thing, like, even if it's true, don't you think the majority of people are going to not believe it anyway? Aren't you getting on Twitter at least? Not that this is the barometer for any type of human behavior, but aren't you getting on Twitter at least reactions from Dan, which is more so, you don't know what you're talking about. This is BS. I don't believe
yes.
This is
Yeah.
So if I'm Howie Roseman and I'm about to push a button to call Jeff McClain or whoever else to issue a statement on this, I'm going to look over to Twitter real quick and say, wait a second. I don't even need to address this. Nobody believes this.
Right.
Well, why even give it credibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I agree with the application of the strategy here. I do not agree with that application of the strategy with Watson.
It's all pub ain't good pub. Well, I think it's the exact opposite right now for this whole situation, especially with Dan. He'll take any pub he can get. I would take any pub I can get as it pertains to that. But he's reporting what somebody told him.
Right.
We're not hearing anything from the Eagles about either response.
No.
Not about Zach or about Carson.
Yeah, here's the first reply. LMAO. No one believes this. It's the first response from an Eagles diehard, okay?
Remember
the chances of this rumor being true are something like 0. That's the second reply. Third reply is the BS button, a meme of the BS button.
Look, I got to be honest. I think this is probably way more true than the Watson stuff. Yet because of the nature and how it's come out, I think everybody's going to look at this, or majority of people are going to look at this like it's nonsense. It's BS, as we said, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit, right? As we're on the screens now, not the radio.
Right.
So this, I guess, is kind of the weird irony that we're dealing with, which is the one thing we really want to hear about, they will be silent on. And the one thing that's probably more accurate than not, which is a window that we talked about at the start of last season or before the start of last season, that they just overvalued this tight end position, which they have based off of draft anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just going to be like, ignore it, right? Like Howie's probably sitting there, Lurie, they're all laughing at this thing.
Yeah.
Like, man, we dodged a major bullet. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't blame them at all, because I think if they spoke on this, it would add credibility to the story.
Right.
Well, that's exactly what they're saying right now. Oh, we're not touching this with a 10-foot pole.
No, there's no
really
need.
like that. We're really like we're just some nuts, or we don't know what the hell we're doing up here. You know what I mean?
Right.
If we turn out a second and a third, there's no way that we could, ever get past that.
Now, is anybody interested in running a Hail Mary, NFL preseason Hail Mary? You want to build a lineup here with me?
For tonight's game?
I'll split the winnings here. Yeah. Don't worry. We're crunching lineups, so you don't have to worry about who you know or who you don't know. Well, we'll go to awesome mode. I'll do all the work for you. But we will be stacking tonight. We will be stacking.
Well, you're going to have Tony Pollard in there, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Who's their backup? Would Blake Jarwin get a start at tight end?
That's absolutely correct. He would.
Okay. I like that. What does that Pittsburgh Steeler depth chart look like?
Barrett, any idea what's going on here?
Of course, you're going to have Najee Harris getting a lot of reps, but Benny Snell has been
from Kentucky.
Yeah, he's been very capable at running back. So I see him playing a lot.
All right, I'm gonna have to get in on this, by the way.
Ray McLeod.
Not Ray.
Yep. Getting a lot of reps.
Yeah,
a lot of reps. Yeah, so I would go with that.
I might put in Haskins instead of Rudolph. My theory is Haskins will get more reps than Rudolph. They already know what Rudolph is.
Exactly. That's next level by you.
Yes, but here's the thing, right? It's not that you're wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong at all. I'm trying to figure out from an angle of who they're going to be throwing to, right? That's a bigger thing.
Freiermuth and Ebron are both questionable at tight end.
Yeah, I'm not looking to play many starters tonight. I'm looking to play second stringers because that's the Venn diagram of playing time and talent that I think you're going to hit. All right, we can talk about this coming up. It's overtime next. Thanks, Culver. We'll talk to you tomorrow before we get out of here for the weekend. And we appreciate everybody hanging on the network. Back in 3.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
But as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
As long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Wherever you are in life, count on the name trusted in insurance for over 80 years. Independence Blue Cross.
The savoring taste of a good bag of beef jerky is so enjoyable at any time of the day, as long as you can find it. Here's what we suggest. Pure Bull Beef Jerky is our answer, and soon it will be yours. Locally produced in the Philadelphia region, this high-quality, healthy protein snack is easy to secure. Go to steersnacks.com, and you'll see hot garlic, tropical heat, Pure Bull dry rub, and our favorite, Huck and Fod. What's that? Huck and Fod. Go now to steersnacks.com.
Welcome to the Wildwoods, the perfect place where you can safely do everything or nothing at all. catch a wave, take a nap. Go for a drive, grab a bite. It's your vacation, and we're doing everything we can to make it a safe one. The Wildwoods. Your vacation, your way.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 98, is a proud sponsor of The Labor Show with J. and Krause every Saturday night from 6 till 8 p.m. IBEW Local 98's highly trained and superbly skilled electricians are the best in the business, setting the highest safety standards in the electrical industry. So when you're planning your next industrial, commercial, or residential project, choose an IBEW Local 98 union contractor. Learn more at ibew98.org.
Field of life, First Trust Bank is there for you.
Champions on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Because Philadelphia dreams deserve a Philadelphia bank.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
All right, so let's look at this here. Thursday night tonight. James Washington coming up in the optimal lineup as the MVP.
Yeah. Oh, right. As the MVP?
Yeah. Yeah, because, you know, you get if this guy has the top, whoever has the top performance, or pardon me, if you're in the MVP slot, you need to have the top fantasy performance in order to get the 1.5 times performance. Like, it's not like DraftKings in a captain spot where you're paying up ahead of time for the return. In this case, you're slotting the MVP with the understanding or expectation that he will be the top fantasy performer.
And you get 1.5 times his points.
Correct. So James Washington is actually coming up. Now, I mean, that's not that's the first lineup. The same lineup has Brandon Smith for the Cowboys as an MVP. The next one, Brennan Eagles. I didn't even know there was a dude named Eagles on the Cowboys. Did you?
No, I did not.
No.
That's pretty funny, actually.
TJ Basher also pops up. Osiris Mitchell, Simi Fehoko. Simi. Not Simi from Coming to America, right?
Simi.
All right, now we were talking about Haskins versus Rudolph before we went to break, and you had something on that, a take. Eytan, you said not that you're wrong. Yeah, you were telling me not that you're wrong for thinking that, but, and then we went to break.
So I was saying, as far as the Venn diagram is concerned, so what I'm looking at is playing time is the first circle, and then the other circle is talent around the quarterback, right? So you're right that Ben DiNucci or whoever it may be, what's the kid's name again on Pittsburgh? The third Haskins, yes, sorry. That they'll play more, but those guys are throwing to, at best, third stringers. If not dudes who probably are not even going to play in the fourth quarter. They're probably not even going to play the next game. So, and may sit out until the third preseason or the final game where it's like, okay, this is it, right? The fourth or fifth stringers. So the starters tonight are going, like, for example, Haskins and Gilbert are going to be throwing to some ones out there. They're going to be throwing to some number one wide, like at least guys on the first string. It may not only be for a series or two, right? And then they're going to throw to a lot of twos. So that's where I think the propensity to score points is going to be greater than a guy who's just going to be playing more minutes, even though he's going to be playing with worse talent around him.
You look at a guy from Dallas, if you look at the guy Noah Brown from Dallas, he's been in the league for about 4 years now, really trying to make the squad. Of course, he's going to try to be that guy. You know what I mean? He's right there on the cusp of being out of there. So he has to show up. So he'd be a guy that I would look to as far as being overachiever on him.
Now Blake Jarwin is out.
Oh, he's out?
Yep. Dalton Schultz, one of 16 who did not make the trip here. I don't know if Schultz did.
Well, apparently Amari Cooper didn't make the trip,
No.
nor did Deshaun Watson.
So Schultz, no, not Deshaun Watson. What, Ben
Or
Roethlisberger?
Deshaun, what am I saying? Dak Prescott.
Okay.
I got Deshaun Watson on the brain.
Yes, you do. But that's it. Like, here's another thing too. We all look at, to Barrett's point about, where somebody is and what they're trying to do on the team. Tony Pollard's situation is locked in.
Right.
And Ezekiel Elliott missed time last year. Tony Pollard is a guy who will complement Zeke when he's healthy and take over for Zeke if he's missing time. Point being is that if I'm Mike McCarthy, I don't need a quarter out of Tony Pollard. Ezekiel Elliott's not playing tonight.
Right.
So if I'm treating Pollard like I would treat Zeke, which gives me that other kid that they have, the third string running back that they have, that I think is going to get a ton of action, probably the majority of the first and second quarters.
Yep.
Yeah, that's Dowdy.
Dowdle. Yes.
Dowdle.
Thank you. Dowdle.
Rico Dowdle.
Rico. You got Ray McLeod and Rico in this game tonight.
That Brennan Eagles is a fourth string wideout from Texas. I never heard of him.
Never. I never heard of him. Haskins is.
The point you brought up about Pollard was kind of my theory on Mason Rudolph with the Steelers. Like, he's the next guy up for a quarterback that has been getting hurt.
You know what?
Like, do they really need to see a lot out of Mason Rudolph throwing to twos against Dallas? And or is it Haskins' game?
No,
and
right.
Dobbs.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Haskins, I'm reading this here. This is from last night on Roto. Haskins is expected to finish the first half in Thursday night's Hall of Fame game against Dallas. This from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Mm-hmm.
Rudolph will start. Haskins should receive ample playing time before Joshua Dobbs enters to finish off the second half. So, yes, to your point, I think we just identified Rico Dowdle as the guy who's going to take a lot of the snaps and time away from Tony Pollard. You're right. I think Haskins does play a lot.
Not Rico Bronya.
No.
I mean, you could do a top 5 Ricos.
Give me a top 5 Rico.
Rico Suave.
Absolutely.
Right? Spider Rico.
Well, who is that?
Spider Rico. It's from the Stallone movie. Remember they used to drop at the old station. Spider Rico.
Is that Tango and Cash?
No, it's I can't remember. Somebody on the stream will know, but it's Stallone saying it.
Oh, hold on. I think it's in. Is it in Rocky? It's in Rocky. Spider Rico was a Puerto Rican boxer. That
there you go.
Club fighter in the film Rocky fought.
Rico Dowdle, Uncle Rico.
Well, not to be confused with Uncle. What's his name?
Luke.
No, what the hell is Uncle Cooper?
hanging with him.
Not to be confused with the Yunk.
Uncle Cooper's been silent for the last week or so.
Well, this, I've been doing a bunch of stuff here. Spider Rico. I don't even remember this.
Yeah.
No,
you don't remember them playing? Maybe it was before you even got there. It was the old morning show. This is a long time ago when Foley was on the morning show.
Okay, no. And look, this is okay. Now I remember. This is the first Rocky.
Okay.
And this is the first fight, the first opponent we see Rocky in the series. He lost to Rocky in a club match. That's right. Then he was seen on bed. Now I think this guy's a pretty famous actor, isn't he?
The guy who played Spider Rico?
Yeah. Hey, you really got lucky tonight. That's Spider Rico in actor. I guarantee you know this guy. Pedro Lavelle? Is that his name?
I don't know him by name, but if I get his face.
No, he's somebody I'm thinking. He's somebody else. This is an actual fighter. He was a retired Argentine heavyweight boxer, a knockout artist in the 70s. He's also known for his role as Spider Rico in the films Rocky and Rocky Balboa.
Spider Rico.
He came back in Rocky Balboa?
How about that? How old was he then? He'd have been in his like 60s.
I was going to say geriatric. All right. Wow. Tomorrow we got a Football Friday. You ready? We're going to recap. Oh, is that right? Crossing Broad mentioned this?
Yes.
Is that it?
Uncle Cooper suing Eytan.
Yeah, probably because Kevin Kincaid dropped some shady dime on me, right? Some anonymous phone call from a payphone to the Cooper Tire Corporation saying, we got a guy here in Philadelphia who you might want to take a look at.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good
Oh,
stuff.
Play Action Real points out, not Puerto Rico.
No.
Yes.
That's got to be number one on the
That's
top
pretty
4
good.
Ricos, right, of all time.
Yeah.
Okay, we're out of here, everybody. Appreciate you riding with us. We'll see you tomorrow.